Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Oracle. So today we're going to talk about what's going on in the market. We're going to analyze all the different charts with our T8 as per the Algo Oracle.
Thank you.
So don't forget to subscribe, please smash the like button and let's get started.
All right, so let's start talking about, a lot of people asking right now, is it a good moment to buy Bitcoin? Is it a good moment to buy Ethereum? What about Cardano? It's been going down. What about Luna? Is it a good alternative to Ethereum? And especially Avalanche, Litecoin, Link. Right, so let's talk about the major ones. Let's start, of course, with Bitcoin. I just want to remind you that I did not change this chart. So all the lines you see here is the same lines that I traced a while back. I had two options. We were either going to break up above from 60K or break down. We followed the second green line down exactly to the support area that I traced at the time, which is about $45,000 to $48,000. Let me give a bit of an explanation if you're not familiar with technical charts. So we're going to look especially at four different things. We're going to look at the price with support and resistance zone. And we're going to look at the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index. This is a momentum indicator that relates to the price. It basically tells us how strongly the price is moving. And it can tell us if the price is overbought, which is usually when we're above 70, or if it is oversold, which is when we're below 30. And then the other thing we're going to look at is the MACD line down here. The MACD line is the moving average convergent divergence. It's a long word, but basically what it means is we take the price, we do the average across 26 days, we subtract the average across 12 days, and we get the MACD line. And then from the MACD line, we average it across 9 days, and we get the signal line. So the blue line that you see down here is the MACD, and the red one is the signal. And then usually what we're looking at is for the MACD line to cross up above the signal line. That's a buy signal, and when it crosses below, that's a sell signal. So if you take an example here, we see the line crossing below, and it's a sell signal. And if we see here, that's a line crossing above, and that is a buy signal. Right, so
let's get to the point. So everyone wants to know, is it a good moment to buy? Is it Bitcoin going up? Is it Bitcoin going down?
Right, okay, so let's look at that exactly. Let's look at the price. So right now, what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of consolidation around $46,000. We've seen the price not moving much from here. There is a couple of, in terms of technical analysis, there is a couple of very bullish signals, which is the divergence with the RSI and the MACD lines. So the RSI has been going up, which means price has been gaining strength and momentum in the way it moves. And the MACD line as well, we've seen cycles going up and up towards the zero level. And but the price has been going down, and the rate at which it's going down has been slowly decreasing. So I could expect a breakout from here. If we do see a breakout from here, we're probably going to go back up to the 55,000 zone, and then from there the next area will be the $60,000. If we do break down from here, we're looking at 40,000, 42,000, which, looking at news, reading about all the analysts and what they think about Bitcoin, that's basically the unbreakable level, at least we hope is unbreakable. So now leading to 2022, I'm expecting Bitcoin to consolidate a bit more rather than breaking either up or down. But if you're thinking about buying Bitcoin, I would be very careful and having a good stop loss just below this level, maybe at 45,000 or $44,500. If we do break out from here, then start taking profits and 52,000 if you think to stay for the short term, and definitely leave it for the longer term if you're aiming for the 60,000 mark.
Yeah, I think as a personal opinion, if you want to get into the market and you see this as a buy opportunity, I think this is a very good entry point because the invalidation point is just under what you're entering. So you can just put a stop loss under the support line, and yeah, at least you get into the market and you don't miss out if the price starts grinding up.
Yeah, exactly. And now let's start looking at Ethereum, which to me is a bit more interesting. So Ethereum is being previously trading in an uptrending channel, and we're now this very strong $4,000 support level. So we've been building, we've been flirting with it, we've been looking around it, and we still stick around the $4,000 mark. What's interesting is the divergence again. We've seen the MACD line going up, we've seen the RSI slightly growing out, but the price has been going down. It's a bullish divergence. Another thing we're seeing on the 4 hours chart, which is the one I'm showing here, is this descending triangle. So this sort of triangle is a pattern that we see in technical trading quite often. This can break both upwards and downwards, but in this case, and in most of the cases, it will break upwards. So if we do break upwards, the first thing we'll do is go up to $4,100, but then effectively we're looking at gaining back that $4,800, an all-time high mark. If we do go down from here, we're looking at the $3,200 level. So let's take a look at a couple more, leading up to the year. We've seen Cardano. I think Cardano is a very interesting one. So I zoomed out a little bit more here. We're looking at 1 year. And Cardano is basically back to this incredibly strong support area at around $1. I remember last year in March when we were flirting with the $1, trying to break, and we broke it once in May and then all the way back down because of COVID. And then 2021 started, we got the July bull run, and we went all the way up to 3. So if you're looking to get into Cardano, this is a good point. So we're seeing Cardano DEXs are going to launch in the next couple of weeks and months. Cardano applications are going to start launching, the ecosystem is growing, and the price is basically at bottom, like we're bottoming out on a support area, which is very, very strong. So, you could basically enter today at 127, have a stop loss at about $1, $1.05. And, if you hit your stop loss, it is a 20% drop, but in cryptos, that is actually somewhat tiny, especially for the long term. But from here, you can opt to, start going up from here and effectively do a breakout and see some gains on Cardano.
So you want to get in this strong project with strong fundamentals where no one is talking about. You don't want to be chasing the trend. So this is actually a very good opportunity. There's not so much hype about Cardano. People are not talking about it. So if you actually believe in the project, this represents a very good entry point.
Yeah, and lastly, talking about some of the major coins, I want to talk about Luna for 1 second. So TerraLuna, if you don't know about it, we have a video. I will link it in the description down below and put it in this video. TerraLuna has been rallying absolutely strongly. And just in the last couple of days, we've seen a 15% increase, and we're nearly touching all-time high, which was a $77.8. So Luna's been rallying, very interesting project. The whole idea behind it and its stablecoin is very powerful. And of course, this motivated this bull run. If you're looking at entering on Luna, I would recommend waiting for a good entry point. So I plotted a couple of lines here last week. Good entry points during the dip at beginning of December were just about the $55, $58 and the $65. So you can dollar cost average your entries, enter at 2 different points. And enter at both points, and that was a really good entry. I'm pretty happy with it. We're now back to all-time high, and if we break that, we're going to price discovery, and we're going to keep going. And very similar pattern. This is just a 1-day chart for AVAX. A lot of people interested in projects, and as soon as they dip to the support zone at $80, then a lot of people started buying, and we're now back to 115, possibly even going back up to 140. That's 2 times what you would have bought it for. So I definitely recommend waiting for the right time on these projects that are pumping heavily and have been pumping heavily recently. So we can talk about gaming. You have any comments on gaming space?
So lately, one of the biggest trends you've seen is being metaverse and gaming. So everything has been pumping a lot. As you can see, Sandbox is almost 4x in the last 1 month, and everything is correcting. So maybe this could be actually a good opportunity if you didn't have the time to get into the project. Most of the projects finally corrected to very low level, and yeah, you had the call, then this is a very good space, and is probably going to be one of the biggest trends of the future. And yeah, don't sleep on metaverse, and this is a very good opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. So I was looking at these charts today, very bullish on gaming and the metaverse on the long run in 2022. A lot of interest, a lot of eyes pointing to it. So if you look at Sand, Sand is one of the big ones, Sandbox, and if we look at it, the RSI, we're going back to a mid-level, which is neither overbought or oversold. So we're kind of balanced. Bulls and bears are balanced. If you look at the MACD usually goes in cycles. So we're just at the end of a downturn cycle. And then usually a way to see at which point the price is going to stop going down, especially after a retracement, which happens when the price is going up because of hype in the area and ecosystem, is looking at the Fibonacci levels. So here, and we're going to cover this in a different video about how it works, but in short, you have different levels, and everybody kind of follows the same levels. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and in a funny way. And usually the strongest levels are the 0.5 and 0.61. And it's not a case that Sandbox is just kind of hovering around the 0.5 level. So we may see it continuing from here in 2022 going up. So if you're thinking about entering the metaverse, this is probably one of the biggest coins for the long run. Although be careful, of course, have a stop loss, but as we said, it's a good point to enter. You could just have a stop loss at $4.40, which is just about less than 10% below the current price. And then from here, you could probably hope to go all the way back up to 7, which is near 2x from your entry point. And if you look at Decentraland, Mana, exactly the same chart, exactly the same levels. It touched the 0.61 level during the dip, and then it's now back up to 0.5. Same story for the RSI. So one thing I want to tell you about today is a couple of gems in the gaming space. We're going to talk about Fear. So Fear, it's a whole suite of games. It's their own blockchain. It's one of the only metaverse, well, the only gaming coins to have their own entire blockchain. They've done a couple of really cool mini games. It's a play to earn, and the price of Fear has spiked incredibly. We've seen it going 5x during the run in November, and we're now basically all the way back down to our strong support area. This is one of my favorite charts that I've seen in the last couple of days. The RSI has been basically, is a strong support. It's been growing. The MACD is just about completing the downtrend cycle. The price is incredibly strong support at this level, and we're just at 0.786 fib level as well. So, you could enter easily at today's price, 1.4, have a good stop loss at 1.15, and then hopefully, in the next 2 to 3 months, see gains all the way, 4x or 5x on this coin. That would not be unlikely at all. They're launching a new token, the Blood token, on the 21st, a couple of days. They're launching new games on the 31st of December, so there is definitely a lot of activity in the game. Another one that we're going to talk about is Vulcan Forged. So they're slightly different from Fear, but the chart looks very, very similar. There's been a lot of hype in November. We've seen the price going down from $9 all the way to $40. That's a 4x. And the price now retraced the support zone at the 0.61 fib level. The MACD is on the other cycle, and the RSI is just at its support area. Actually, let me do this live and trace a bit of a line here. You can see a bit better. If I trace the line here at the lowest points of the RSI, we're just about touching that. So that's another very good entry. You can find PYR and Binance as well. And lastly, a couple of more on the metaverse. DeRace is another incredibly nice, interesting gem. They basically do horse betting. You buy your NFT. Your NFT is a horse. You breed your horse. Every NFT is different. So it's really cool, interesting project. Kind of a funny one in my opinion, but really, really interesting. And we've seen the price basically going up and down and always coming back to the support line. We are exactly at that point. We see the RSI, it's oversold. The MACD is about to start a new cycle. It's an extremely good point of entry. So you could enter at today's price, which is $3.9. Have a good stop loss just below at about $3.5. And you could probably help to get a 2x out of here. A couple more on this is NetVRk. NetVRk is virtual reality related to the metaverse. This is also an extremely interesting project available on KuCoin, and this is a slightly different chart. It did a strong retracement in the beginning of December after the run in November of the whole metaverse, and it's now just its support zone. I will wait for confirmation here, but you can see from the RSI that we are slightly ticking up, and we are in the oversold zone. So if you're interested in virtual reality, this is a good project. For the music lovers, we can talk about Opulus. Very similar chart here in the sense that it's going back to a support zone at $3.34. The RSI is also at its lowest, and the MACD is about to start a new cycle, or it's peaking down. And I probably haven't talked about the histogram. So these bars here that you see is the difference in between the signal line and the MACD line. And as they close together, the histogram closes, and we tend to see cycles. So that's what I mean when I say I'm going to start to see a new cycle. So if you're interested in using Opulus, it's basically a way to earn royalties from your favorite artists and DJs around the world. So if you follow an artist all the time, you can effectively buy their NFTs and earn royalties as they grow and as the world gets to know them. And let's talk about social ones as well. Torum is a really nice social platform for cryptos where you can talk about the crypto space, the metaverse. They launched recently, they did their IDO in mid-November, and of course they were part of the gaming boom, and they now retraced all the way back down to pre-IDO prices on KuCoin, which is 0.75. So if you're interested in the social aspect of the metaverse, this is a great coin to investigate, and I also recommend taking a look at Etcad, which basically give you royalties by watching YouTube. Is a watch to earn sort of platform. And lastly, let's take a look at some of the older coins. You may have heard of Filecoin. Filecoin, it's a coin, it's a project that relates to the storage of the data that was mostly used for NFTs, so permanent storage of data. And this is definitely bottoming out. We're seeing here the support zone just at about $30. And Filecoin during the bull run this year in March went all the way up to $200. That is nearly 20x. Sorry, that's 5x from here. So I definitely recommend taking a look at Filecoin as a good entry point. You can enter about $30 and have a good stop loss at about 25, and then possibly hope for a 10x from here. A lot of people may have heard about Ziliqa. So Ziliqa is layer 2 solutions on Ethereum. I marked a couple of good points on the RSI. We've seen when the RSI went oversold about the 30 mark, the price spiked back up again. And this happened about twice in the last year since July, and we're just about to see the same. And the support zone that we just hit is a very long-term support zone all the way back from November last year. Lastly, we got COTI. So COTI is an oracle similar to Link, of course much smaller than Link. I used to track this in the past. We've seen a head and shoulder pattern that broke out and brought COTI to all-time high at 0.70. We're now seeing a retracement, so if you're interested in oracles, this is a good retracement at 0.61 Fibonacci level. Notice the RSI here. We've seen two very strong RSI downtrends, all followed by a rally. So this one was the first one, and we can expect something similar to happen. And that was also marked by the MACD line crossing the signal line multiple times and slowly ramping up. So I'm expecting to see something similar. And lastly, let's take a look at Swipe. So Swipe is a crypto payment system. And if you look at this is very similar to some other charts that we've seen in the gaming space, although it doesn't really relate. And this is definitely bottoming out as well, as very strong support at this level. We can expect this to break out in the next couple of months. So definitely take a look. This is available on Binance. All right, guys, so this is it for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking out. Don't forget to subscribe, join our Discord. Tons of people are joining. Definitely smash the like button. And tons of people are joining for our NFT launch. We're whitelisting everybody join our Discord and invites to friends. So don't forget to do that. Check it out. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a happy Christmas. Have a happy New Year's. You guys definitely deserve it. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow.